Hello students, welcome to lesson 3 in workshop. Today we want to discuss about industrial safety. So industrial safety is primarily a management activity which is concerned with reducing, controlling and eliminating hazards from the industries or industrial units. Students, why do we need to study industrial safety? The danger of life of human being is increasing with advancement of scientific development in different fields. The importance of industrial safety was realized because every millions of industrial incidents occur which result in either death or in temporary disablement or permanent disablement of employees and involve large amount of losses resulting from danger to property, wasted man hours and wasted hours. Moreover, from managerial perspective, the importance of industrial safety in any organization may be concluded by following facilitation. 1. Any organization is bound to give treatment. So treatment is issued to all workers within the workplace. So under treatment, industrial safety management provides treatment for injuries and illness at the workplace. That is a guideline line. Note that the injuries in an industry which occur within the workplace or any illness is to be provided by the industrial safety management. Medical examination is also to be carried out for any staff within an organization or returning to work after sick or accident. Within the management of an industry, there has to be hazards identifications, provision of protective devices, consultancy, that is, it provides medical advice on other conditions potentially affecting health, e.g., works canteen. Education is essential. You need to be educated while in the industry so that you know all the safeties and health training which are required. Students, it's important to know the objectives of industrial safety. The first objective of industrial safety is to prevent accidents in the plant by reducing the hazards to minimum, to eliminate accident caused, work stoppage and lost production, to achieve lower workmen's compensation, insurance rate, and reduce all other direct and indirect costs of accidents, to prevent loss of life, permanent disability, and loss of income of workers by eliminating causes of accident, to evaluate employees' morale by promoting safe workplace and good working conditions, to educate all members of the organization in continuous state of safety mindedness, and to make supervision competent and intensely safety minded. A safety program, students, include mainly 4 E's. The 4 E's that we are talking about: 1 is engineering, 2 is education, 3 is enlistment, and the last one is encouragement. So let's begin by engineering. Safety at design. In engineering design, we need to consider safety. Equipment installation stage. While installing any equipment, safety must be guaranteed so that the installers are not hurt or the machine cannot later harm the operators that will use these particular machines. Education. Education is essential to all the employees to create an awareness of the safe practices Enlistment, it concerns the attitude of the employees and the management towards the program and its purposes about safety. It is necessary to arouse the interest of employees in accident prevention and safety consciousness, as this will also save the company a lot of money which are incurred in treatment, rather than just educating these people and sensitizing them enough. Encouragement to enforce adherence to safe rules and practices. We need to reinforce encouragements to all the workers and employees who are at the industrial setup, so that safety rules and practices are always followed to the latter. Students within the industry, there are compressed gas cylinders, there are welding and cutting tools. So compressed gas cylinders are very important in our daily basic life usage, as in the industry, either you have a compressed cylinder gas to inflate the car tires, or you want to use the gas for cutting, welding, etc. So these are all daily needed equipments to be used within the industrial setup. But if we don't use them properly, then they can result into damage or harm to the person using them, or any person or an employee. So all persons are required to use proper personal protective equipment while using compressed gas cylinders. Use only cylinders that are approved for interstate transportation and commerce. Use the following guidelines for moving compressed gas cylinders. First, you need to close the cylinder main valve and bleed the lines, so that there is no any gas leaks. Second, you need to remove any regulators. Tighten the cylinder valve cap. Cylinders may be rolled for moving purpose, but not dragged. So if you are transporting a cylinder from one point to another, you are not to drag it on the ground, but instead you can roll them. When using hand trucks for transporting cylinders, secure the cylinders to the hand truck using a chain or rope or a strap. This is very, very essential, so that the cylinder do not keep on moving sideways within the truck or similar before you begin. Once the cylinder has been moved, secure it, i.e. by use of chain, to the building to prevent it from falling within its designated location. So many things can happen around the place where the cylinders are stored, which can make it move from one point to another. So to prevent it from shaking or moving, which will cause expansion of gases and leading to explosion, it's advisable that you chain the cylinder to the building where you store it. When in doubt about the use or handling of gas cylinders, the user shall contact the supplier of the cylinder for consultation. Dear students, it is always critical that if you do not know how to use a cylinder or a gas cylinder, do not open it or operate it. You need to consult the supplier or any trained personnel around you. Do not use the main cylinder valve located at the top of the cylinder tank as a pressure reducing regulator. Regulators and pressure gauges are to be used only with gases for which they are designed. Cylinders with leaks that cannot be fixed shall be taken out of use in the industry and removed from the building. The supplier shall be contacted immediately to replace the leaking cylinders. So if you don't have know-how, don't hesitate in replacing this, because the suppliers can always do you the hard job. Dear students, welding is essential to join many parts or disassemble parts that you need to put together to make a meaningful end product. Inasmuch as we use welding and cutting tools, we need to take some industrial safety cautions and measures. That is, all welders or cutters shall use proper personal protective equipment while using any welding or cutting tools. Button sleeves at wrist, button collars as well. So you don't want to have any loose clothing that might catch fire or might be caught by any rotating part of the cutting tool. Use fire-resistant gloves or cuffs when working with metals. When working on materials that are overhead, use leather cape or similar to prevent hot sparks or metal that is falling from injuring someone. Hard hats shall be worn when there is a hazard of falling objects. Goggles, helmets, and shields shall be used as needed for all types of welding or cutting operations. Welders shall provide additional protection from flashes or similar light hazards for people who are within 75 feet of the source of welding. Dear students, it is very important to take safety monitoring system while in an industrial setup. A safety monitoring system is a fall protection system in which a competent person is responsible for recognizing and warning employees of fall hazards. The duty of safety monitor are to 1. Warn by voice when an employee approaches an open edge in an unsafe manner. 2. Warn by voice if a dangerous situation developing which cannot be seen by other employees involved in the task. 3. Make the employees aware that they are in an area in which they could potentially fall. Be competent in recognizing fall hazards and report them. Warn employees that appear to be unaware of a fall hazard or are acting in an unsafe manner. Not allow other responsibilities to interfere with monitoring. If the safety monitor is encumbered with too many other responsibilities, the work must be stopped or the monitoring responsibility turned over to another competent individual. Dear students, this marks the end of this lesson. I advise you to read carefully between the lines the notes I have attached in the e-learning platforms, and in case you have any queries, don't hesitate to reach me through my mobile number or the email I attached in the e-learning platform. See you next in the next class.